There once was a bean from Nantucket. He took a great leap and then stuck it. But then he fell from the sky, saw 34 of 35, and he yelled to the world, "Man, fuck this." Hey YouTube, James here with another game review, this time talking about the new game Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout by Devolver Digital and Mediatonic. This game is of course one of the biggest hits in the world right now, being streamed by tons of the top streamers and reaching top 5 most played on Steam at the moment. It's a platforming party game with battle royale elements. If I had to describe this game using only other games, I would have to say it's something like if Human Fall Flat or Gang Beasts became a platforming battle royale. You play as a jelly bean and enter a match with up to 60 players, competing in various minigames. Every run, you try to survive each game and reach the final stage and grab the Victory Royale. Some games operate like Wipeout or Takeshi's Castle, while some are like tag or team-based games. There's a bunch of minigames, and it seems like the team is content to continue to improve the existing games while adding new ones moving forward. You go through various rounds of minigames, eliminating a number of players each round. Then, in the final round, you and whoever is left compete for the final crown. Overall, the game is solid, although I personally wouldn't say it's amazing. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely fun and can be hilarious and filled with great moments, but in its current state, I think the game is a bit lacking. The graphics and sound are great, very fitting for the theme and what the game is going for. It's cute and colorful, and there are tons of customizations you can unlock to pimp out your jelly bean. The gameplay and movement can feel clunky, which I think was sort of the goal. It adds some difficulty and chance in the game, rather than if the platforming was super smooth, like a Mario game for example, and therefore it does give everyone a bit of a chance to win. As a battle royale, it's a nice change of pace as you're guaranteed action in every run, whereas in other BRs, you can spend 15 minutes looting and get wiped out in a matter of seconds. The choice of minigames is alright. I think one of the biggest issues being that once you've played them a few times, it can really start to lose its luster as there really isn't much variety within the games themselves. Sure, there's replayability in the fact that you're facing new people every time, but I can't help but feel like the games don't really have that much to them and lose their interesting qualities after enough plays. The best games in my opinion are the ones similar to Wipeout or Takeshi's Castle, where you dodge various things or go through an obstacle course. The worst ones are usually the ones that involve the tails. They also have a number of team-based games which, in my opinion, are not that fun. It honestly feels pretty bad that you need to become so reliant on others to be able to move forward in a battle royale style game. Sometimes you just get a bad team and your team just gets destroyed. Some of the games are also just not that interesting or fun and can feel like where you are in the pack or the teammates you get kind of determines whether or not you advance. Overall, I'd like to see some different maps or maybe modifiers within each mode to really keep the games feeling fresh. To me, I think the most fun to be had in this game comes in two scenarios. The first scenario is when you might not have had a great start, or you find yourself about to be eliminated, but then you pull off a perfect ending to advance. In my opinion, dominating in the races can be enjoyable for a bit, but it's really just not that interesting if you aren't struggling or close to being eliminated. Next, I feel like the real fun in this game really just comes from playing with your friends, messing around and yelling at each other, but on your own, this game just doesn't quite hit the same. I can't help but feel like this game has some massive missed potential. I wish you could queue with more than just 4 people at a time. I wish you could play with 2 or even up to 4 players locally. It would even be cool if they allowed people to have private minigame parties because, again, I think the real joy of this game really only comes from playing with friends. I know my reviews sound super negative, but don't get me wrong, this game is definitely fun. However, it is more of a casual game you play when you want to break from your other games, rather than a game I feel like you can really sink hours into. It's a party game which you can get an hour of fun out of with friends in short bursts, and hey, that ultimately fulfills exactly what it's trying to be, but don't expect it to be much more than that. In my opinion, it would probably be better to wait for it to go on sale, but now is obviously the best time to get it as the player base is huge right now. But I can't help but feel like this is a game that won't truly be great until it adds new modes and improves upon the existing ones.